It is an organization that helps thousands of people in need, and now the United Way needs some help too. The donations just aren't pouring in, but the requests for help keep growing. Good morning, I'm Cindy Farmer.
I'm Brad Jones. Thanks for starting your day with us. Morning headlines straight ahead, but first, Tom, how's our forecast looking?
It's looking cold, especially as you get ready to head out this morning. Here's a view of Greensboro as we wait for sunrise at 7:15. It is 37 degrees out there right now. The wind's only about 3 miles per hour. That's the good news. Eventually, we'll see a high today of 53 under partly cloudy skies. Expecting some rain to be moving in late tonight, probably after midnight.
America's watching Washington to see how President Obama reacts to new unemployment numbers being released today. Doug Luzader explains why some people say the president just isn't doing enough.
The White House really stacked the president's schedule around these new unemployment numbers, and today he will head to Pennsylvania to talk jobs.
4, 3, 2, 1, oh!
And with that, the first family pressed a switch and the national Christmas tree came to life.
It worked!
If only the nation's job market was so easy to light up. And today, the president continues a two-day push to bring down unemployment by traveling to hard-hit Pennsylvania. And yesterday, the White House hosted an all-day job summit where the president asked participants to brainstorm.
So I need everybody here to bring their A game here today.
Well, not exactly everybody. While unions and favorite corporate CEOs were here, key players and critics like the Chamber of Commerce were not even invited.
The number one issue for small business groups is to stop this health care plan because they think it's going to decimate their businesses.
And Republicans hosted their own event, accusing the president of making matters worse by expanding the size and reach of government.
The biggest problem that we heard from our economist with regard to why employers aren't hiring, it's all the job-killing policies that are being offered by this administration and this Congress.
But unemployment is a tough nut to crack, and the White House is trying to demonstrate that the president is willing to listen.
And come up with the best ideas that give us the biggest bang for the buck.
But not too many bucks. The president may not be open to spending a whole lot of money on this, which could put him at odds with some of his fellow Democrats in Congress, some of whom would like to see more stimulus spending. In Washington, Doug Luzader, Fox News.
Well, one of the two civilian police officers who stopped the Fort Hood shooter is out of the hospital this morning. Sergeant Kim Munley was shot in the leg in that deadly shooting spree November 5th. She says her career as a street police officer is coming to an end a little earlier than she expected, but it's not the pain that's the toughest part for her to deal with.
The emotional part, dealing with the hurt, the ones that were injured and that did not make it, emotionally dealing with coming to terms with that. Having to listen to my fellow officers and what they had to see on scene and deal with what they're having to go through emotionally.
Well, Munley is scheduled to get a total knee replacement in January. She says she still wants to stay in law enforcement, though, doing something else like teaching and instructing fellow officers.
State transportation officials will add a security fence to a highway bridge crossing in Raleigh, the same place where a man fell to his death. Carroll Eames Jr. died last Friday. He stopped to help people involved in a three-car wreck. When he jumped the divider to avoid being hit by oncoming cars, instead he fell 50 feet to his death. A fence will now be put up along the westbound bridge of Interstate 440. It's the second fatal plunge that's happened from that bridge over the last 4 years.
A baby abandoned at North Carolina A&T State University. A campus police officer found the infant in a parking lot at the edge of campus, the Webb Hall parking lot near East Market Street and Benbow Road. Police say it does appear to be a little girl between 2 and 3 months old. The officer who found her says the child was strapped in a baby seat left next to a parked car. Guilford County EMS responded as well and said the baby is in good condition. Campus police did locate the infant's mother and they are questioning her, but they say the investigation is ongoing. A local organization that helps thousands of people all around the Piedmont is in need of help itself. The United Way of Greater High Point says it is bracing for what it calls a significant shortfall in funding. The organization hopes to raise $4.5 million shows this year, but so far it's only 73% of the way with $3.3 million. The president of the organization says they are anticipating a shortfall of donations this year.
Went into this year's campaign, even before we set the campaign goal, knowing that we had lost close to about $250,000 in gifts.
Well, during the 2009-2010 fiscal year, United Way of Greater High Point took a 5% cut in funding. For the upcoming fiscal year, it looks like it could be more like 7 to 10%. It is also a sign of our troubled times. Low-income residents in Surry County will be lining up this morning for free food. This will be the last of 4 federal distributions by the U.S. Department of Agriculture. Today's giveaway starts at 8 and goes until noon. It'll be at the Veterans Park on Lebanon Street. Volunteers suggest that you get there early if you want to get the food. You have to be a resident of Surry County, though. You have to have ID to prove it. You also have to meet certain income guidelines. Just over $14,000 a year for a one-person household, $28,000 a year for a 4-person or family of 4 household, and just over $48,000 a year for a family of 8.
Greensboro police are looking for a man they say stole a woman's purse from her car. Take a close look at your screen. This happened last month, and this is a surveillance picture of the suspect. He robbed his victim once, and now he's doing it again. Police say now that thief is using her debit card to get money out of her account. Greensboro Crime Stoppers offering a $2,000 reward for information leading to this man's arrest. You know, sometimes you can find deals in the weirdest places. The government buys stuff every day, and sometimes it's ready to get rid of it while it's still in good condition. Fox 8's Bob Buckley has more on how you can get your hands on some great deals by simply going online.
In this warehouse in Raleigh, new old stuff arrives by the pallet every day.
They range anywhere from $1 to $5.
Office chairs, desks, typewriters, cars and trucks, and even old adding machines. It's all state surplus property.
Things become surplus when the state deems they have no use for it.
And at that point, it comes here to be sold.
Once we've made that determination, no one in state government has a need for it, then we open to the public.
Anything worth less than $150 is on the floor at the surplus warehouse in Raleigh for you to buy.
If it's above $150, we will put it on bid. In fact, just recently we sold an airplane for $1.1 million.
And it's all online where bids can be submitted from any computer.
This online bidding process is something that we're very proud of.
Because when it was done manually, this room had 7 people, tons of paper scattered about, and it took hours to sort out the bids.
When we were with the paper system, it was very cumbersome.
Now, it's a quick 30 minutes to determine the outcome of each sale. And the sales aren't limited to just state surplus property. They also sell government-seized property from drug bust cases.
TVs, pool tables, stereos, cars, everything.
Anything you can imagine.
It's great. I love it.
And all these knives come from the airport security lines in the state.
They find and forget they have a knife or they got something on their pockets now that's illegal to take on the planes.
The airports keep them and then send them here to be sold.
We average anywhere on a good year around $20 million.
And not a penny of taxpayer dollars runs this operation. It's all self-supporting.
We're actually selling it for the agencies and returning 95% of it. The 5% is left for us to cover our expenses.
A great deal all the way around. Bob Buckley, Fox 8 News.
If you'd like to check out the state surplus sales located in Raleigh, just off I-40 on Chapel Hill Road, or you can actually look at those items online, and we put a link to that website on our website, myfox8.com. You'll find this story right on our homepage.
If you're a smoker, we have a health alert targeting you. Research shows the average cigarette is crawling with germs. Doctors looked at 4 different cigarette brands. They say they found hundreds of bacteria types, including some that cause respiratory disease, lung and blood infections, and foodborne illness. Not clear, though, if any of the germs are making people sick who actually inhale the smoke. You see, researchers say they're not sure if the bacteria can survive the heat once someone lights up. But Tom, yet another reason for you to quit.
Yeah, we're only telling you this because we wanted to scare you. We don't think it's going to affect you at all. Take a look here. This is the view of Greensboro. 7:15, that's when sunrise occurs, but it is a chilly, chilly morning out there right now. If you're getting ready to step out the door, make sure you bundle up. 37 degrees officially at PTI.